The drama between the Fed and the president or the administration has continued to rise. If you guys follow this stuff, you know that the president has been wanting the Fed chairman to lower the Fed funds rate for months now, and Fed chairman saying, well, I would have, but Trump, your tariffs has it so that I can't lower the Fed funds rate because of what you did. I can't lower the funds rate. And Trump saying, you're too late, pal. You're always too late on your decisions. And Trump saying, you're being too late on this decision as well. Well, now Trump's train is so strong that he's got drama happening within the administration here. Here at Yahoo Finance, it says contenders to succeed Powell slam Fed chair as White House pressure intensifies. It goes on to say that two top contenders to replace Jerome Powell slammed the Federal Reserve Chairman for the $2.5 billion renovation of the central bank's headquarters. And then it says one said that Trump administration is examining whether it has the authority to fire the policymaker, and the other said the project is also an example of how the Fed has lost its way. Big deal. Lost its way, quote unquote. All right, so I guess I just summarize this for you so that you guys can know. But the reality is they are blaming the Fed chairman for this $2.5 billion renovation at the Fed. $2.5 billion. And is reportedly has $700 million in renovation reconstruction. And along with that $2.5 billion, it has an additional $700 million in overruns. So that's not accounted for. And what they're trying to say is that Fed chairman, by even doing something like this with this type of price point, means that you are not in touch with the American people, which also means you probably shouldn't be running the Fed. To go back to the story, it says that the National Capital Planning Commission, they are the people who allowed for this to happen. So what's crazy is that obviously the Fed chairman himself, Mr. Powell, does not have the power to say renovate the Fed, $2.5 billion. Oh, and then there's a 700 overtures or overruns because we didn't account for it, and everyone knows that. But what they're trying to say is that the Fed chair made changes to the plan, and that is what is a fireable offense as well. The fact that he even offered that $2.5 billion, and then he made changes after it was approved. The problem with that theory, though, is the changes that were made were changes where they took away stuff. So they didn't add anything to the plans. They took away stuff to theoretically make it cheaper. But this is politics. Nobody cares who's right or wrong. Everyone just wants their way. So I'm on the record that I believe that in July, when the Fed meets at the end of the month, that they're going to lower the Fed funds rate. It doesn't look like they're going to do that. I mean, as a matter of fact, if you go to the CME group, they measure what's the probability of lowering or raising. There's a 95% probability that they're going to keep the Fed funds rate the exact same that what it is now. But on the other hand, people are saying that the Fed chairman, since everyone knows that he's not wanted. People in his own organization don't want him. The administration doesn't want him. Half of the country doesn't want him. They're saying that he might just resign. And that's what Trump's hope is, because Trump technically should not be firing the Fed chairman. It's a bad look. If he fires the chairman, then that sets a precedent that the Fed chair works for the president and cannot be independent on their own to make their own independent decisions. And you never want the government truly making the main financial banking decisions, because it's always going to be skewed for what is they want, not what is needed. That's partly why we are in trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt now, because government does what it wants, not necessarily what is needed. If you did only what was needed, we'd have plenty of taxes to take care of everything. But what does government want typically? They want to be reelected. And how do you get reelected? You give away stuff. You give and overpromise to the people, and the people say, he loves me, I'm going to vote for them, and now trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt. Well, to be fair, we're actually not trillions and trillions, we're $37 trillion in debt, and obviously still rising. So there's a lot of drama, obviously, between the Fed and the president. But when there's Trump, where is there not some type of drama?